So what do you actually do on the first of the month? I've got 3 things. Money comes off the platform, the whole month gets dumped into an AI, and then I sit down and go watch myself trade. All right, step 1, money comes off. But before that, let's just get the numbers out of the way real quick. So, July, 236 trades, 60% of them profitable, and $44,800 in profit. And the balance right now is sitting at $91,600. So profile, withdrawal tab, crypto wallet, and I'm pulling 40,000 out, which leaves me around 51. And that's honestly where I want to start August from. And look, by the last week of the month, those trade amounts had grown right along with the account. And I caught myself just sitting there on setups I've taken 100 times, not clicking. So it comes off, back down to a number I can actually trade without thinking about it. And this bit right here is my favorite part, actually. See this list? That's every single withdrawal I've ever made off this platform. Same habit the whole way through, just different numbers on it. Okay, step 2. So I took the whole export, all 236 trades, dumped it into an AI, and asked it to find me things about my own trading that I don't already know. Not advice, just patterns. And it came back with a lot, honestly. But there's 3 that actually matter. All right, first one. On the short-term trades, sells, 102 of them, 63%. Buys, 82, 56%. Which means almost 80% of the month's profit came off one single side. And there's nothing clever going on there, right? Most of July, the majors were just heading down, so the sells were the with trend entries. Okay, second one. And this is the one that actually got me. So 16-minute expirations came in at 69% over 32 trades. 12 minutes, right at 50% over 34. And 18 minutes, 33%, but that one's only 9 trades, so take it lightly. And 12 is the one that bothers me, because that's exactly where counting the pattern usually lands me, which basically means my default expiration is the coin flip in that list. And honestly, I've got no idea why yet. That one is next month's homework. So if you've got a theory on that, drop it in the comments, because I genuinely want to read those. And the third one. Third week of the month, I was running at 69%, and the last 10 days dropped to 58. But the last 10 days made more money. So the accuracy went down, and the month still paid more, which is just position sizing doing the work. The account compounds all the way through the month, and then on the first, it goes back to base. That's the cycle. And that's basically the whole reason step 1 exists. And by the way, if you want the prompt I used for this, just message me and I'll send it over. It works on a pocket option export exactly as it comes out. All right, so step 3. This is where I go back and watch myself trade. And this is actually where the live session videos on this channel come from. I pull up the recordings and keep spotting stuff I completely missed at the time. So 3 of them. What worked and what I got wrong. First one, 15th of July. And I always start wide, so this is the 10-minute view. Highs getting higher, lows getting higher the whole way across, which means I'm only looking for buys here. Now down on the 2-minute chart, it looks like nothing's happening. But watch the edges. Head and shoulders up top, double bottom at the bottom, and that's where my levels go. Then price comes back into this local level and just sits under it, and see how the candles stack up right there? That's a flag, and it completes when it breaks. And here's the bit most people skip. How long do I hold it? I count the pattern, 6 candles wide, and on a 2-minute chart, that's 12 minutes, which lands right about at the resistance above. So, buy. 12 minutes. And it closes green, $538 on a $657 trade amount. All right, trade 2, 31st, last day of the month, and the picture's flipped, price is heading down, and look at the size of this candle. That's a volatility spike, almost always a news release, and see this? First push, higher stalls right at the trend line. So that's my resistance. And the RSI never gets above the middle line, not once, the whole way down, so sellers held control, and I'm only taking sells here. Price comes back into both at the same time, sell, 10 minutes, because volatility's low and it needs the buffer. $789 on a $907 trade amount. Okay, and now the one I actually came back for. Same day, another pair, 17 minutes later, same resistance, and notice the trade amount, double the last one. The candles get tight and quiet right under the level, and then one of them, bigger than the rest, just breaks straight through. And I read it as a change. Trend line gone, level gone, price about to run. Buy. 10 minutes, $1,831. And it was a false breakout, which is the whole difference from the first trade. Up there, the break went with the trend. Down here, it went against it. And I knew that, honestly. But at that size, every single trade was costing me real money. And the doubt is what pushed me in. Then, 21 minutes later, I did it again. Same pair, same direction, another 897 gone. So that's my lesson out of July. The size kept me out of the good ones, and then it pushed me into the bad one. The withdrawal is on its way, and when it lands, I'll put the confirmation and all the screenshots up in my Telegram. Prompts in there too if you want it, just message me. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and be in touch.